Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another one of our Urban Agriculture Month Costa's Edible Garden Odysseys. It's great to be with you as we edge deeper into Urban Agriculture Month. And now we're only sort of 5 sleeps away from the Urban Agriculture Forum. It's great to be up and about, and we've got 3 fantastic gardens for you that we're going to jump in the Costa-vator and head to today. First up, I just want to acknowledge that I'm actually in Warrnambool. No, sorry, not Warrnambool. What am I talking about? I'm in Morwell today, which is in sort of east of Melbourne, and I'm on I'm on the land of the Brayakaalung people of the Gunai Kunai Nation, and I want to acknowledge elders past and present, and acknowledge that I'm part of a wonderful festival here over the weekend, totally driven by volunteers, the Morwell International Rose and Garden Festival. It's a brilliant event. There's all sorts of local enterprises at the gardens, at the Morwell Centenary Rose Gardens, that have all been built by volunteers. It's an incredible effort. But the best thing about the festival is that there's lots and lots of stalls, there's workshops, there's talks, and it's all about understanding, caring for, and helping the local environment. And the roses are like the showcase. And it was fantastic yesterday. You get the steam train down from Melbourne with 250 very excited people on the train, and to open the festival and be part of it. So from the land of the Gunai Kunai Nation, big welcome to today's Odyssey. Let me know where you're coming in from today so we can share who's with us. Sandra Kimler, lovely to see you from up on Bungendore country. Good to see you. Karen Sanchez, all the way up there on the Sunshine Coast. Annie's joined us from the US. Lovely to see you, Annie. Ben Penbathy, welcome, Ben. Giovanni Luca, always good to see you, Giovanni. Sorry, give me a sec. Just, I was talking a lot yesterday. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm on the mid-north coast at Nabiac, Burpai country. Thanks, Beth, and Karen on Gubby Gubby, North Carolina. Annie, our furthest afield, joining us. Stephen McKnight, good to see you, Steve, on Wadawurrung country. All right, so let me give you a quick rundown of what's happening today. We've got 3 gardens. We're starting at Whites Valley Creek Park in Sydney. Then we'll get into the Costa-vator and travel across town to the Rose Bay Community Garden with Emma Daniell. And then we're catching up with our Fearless Community Gardens Australia president, Naomi Lacey, and we're catching up with her at Bungendore, just outside of Canberra. So Phil Seymour, welcome, Phil, from Rutherglen, and Catherine Besant from Dharawal country. All right, well, here we go. Let's bring our first guests on. So before we do, strap in, everyone. The Costa-vator, I'm jumping in. I'm all aboard, and I'm heading from Morwell all the way up the Hume Highway back to Sydney, where we're catching up with Gill Leahy. Now, let me bring Gill in.
Hey.
Good morning, Gill.
Hey, how are you? Good.
I'm really well, and it's lovely to have you and Sally with us. We can't see Sally at the moment because she's doing the wonderful cinematography, but hey, that's all right. It's we'll no doubt get we'll no doubt see Sal at some point. Gill, wonderful to have you join us on this Edible Garden Odyssey. Can you give us a little bit of a background on the Whites Valley Creek Park Community Garden and what you're all about, how long you've been going for?
Okay, it's actually the Whites Creek Valley Park, but that's okay.
Okay, thank you. That's good to get it right from the start.
Because the creek is down the hill, the old creek, now turned into a canal, but hopefully to be naturalised one day. We've been going for about 7 years. Council said, do you want to run a permaculture food forest here? And we said, yes. It's quite a large, we'll show you in a minute, it's quite a large area. At first, we just had the main trees that were planted first off, the higher, well, what were to become higher trees, and some leftover old mulberries. But in the last 3 years, we've been working, going from the top to the bottom, on building understory, cardboarding and mulching. And so we've just at the end of June finished that project, which is a fantastic feeling. And we're largely working on maintenance now. And you can hear the planes and the birds.
Yeah, I certainly can. So how many people are involved with your group?
We've got about 200 on the mailing list, but at an average, we have 3 working bees a month on Sunday afternoons. And on average, we get 10 to 15 people at those working bees. And lately, we've been getting more young people and more kids, which has been fantastic. And some of the kids are really keen gardeners, which is also fantastic.
Oh, isn't that excellent? That's really wonderful to hear that you've got that intergenerational thread happening.
Yeah, and the kids are meeting each other and becoming sort of friends, which is great too. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Now, just while you're there, there's lots of comments coming in. Hi, hey, Gill. Hey, Sally. But I must say that we've got a special one here. Where is it? Vanessa Prideaux. It's her birthday, and she's on Gunai Kunai country. So happy birthday, Vanessa! What a great way to kick it off on a garden tour. And we've got Gill here at with a couple of aeroplanes going past. All right. Well, do you want to set us off on the tour, Gill?
Yeah, we won't be walking around a lot, but I will grab the camera for a minute to show you Sally.
Hello, Sally. Thanks for getting up this morning.
Yes. So this is looking down the hill, and I'm going to sort of go down to the ground so you can see. Sorry, I'm moving the camera a bit fast, but we're growing quite a lot. We'll walk over here for a minute. Quite a mix of ground covers. We planted a lot of red, pink and white clover. We're getting beautiful crimson clover from time to time, which I never thought would grow here. That's a mango tree. These are wattles, Cootamundra wattles, unfortunately, which we planted to provide mulch because they absorb nitrogen. This is the feijoa. And that's the edge of the food forest. There is a jogger about to come into shot.
Oh, yeah, I just saw them go through.
We planted a lemongrass hedge sort of along, it's not all finished yet, but along this edge, just doesn't keep people out, but it makes them think twice before they run through it. Now I'm going to forget the name of this. You might even know, Costa. Feom is the fruit.
Feom, yeah, persimmon.
Yeah.
Persimmon.
Yeah.
Or persimmon if you're in Queensland, so I'm told.
All right.
What are your thoughts on that, Karen Sanchez? Are you a persimmon or a persimmon? A or B?
Okay. And this is the chocolate sapote. And it is, I'm not going to not sure if I can show you fruit at the moment. Oh, yeah. Whoopsie.
Wow, it's growing well.
Yeah, well, we let it get up high because the kids were using. This is open to the public. This space.
Yep.
Kids were using them as missiles at one point. So we thought, well, at least we'll get a crop if you have to get up a ladder to get them. We planted in the understory a lot of beneficial and for insects plants. I mean, you get a sense of that here, I guess. So what we say is whatever we plant is either edible or it helps the good bugs or it drives away the bad bugs. That might not be exactly true, but it's more or less true.
Yep.
Here, well, spilling Sally's herbal tea. You can see the artichoke there in the middle of
yes.
frame. Yep.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's an example of understory that's edible, and we've got a lot of them. I'm moving a bit fast, but not too fast. Oh, here we are. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful nasturtiums. So we have nasturtiums everywhere. This is a young tamarillo, and we did have a bigger one which carked it a while back. It was very popular. I'm not going to, take you right up. We've got a huge area which you can't really, if I step out onto the path, I might be able to show you, which goes right up to the street. And we inherited some of these mulberries. That one there has a beautiful fat white vanilla tasting fruit. These ones, we're in the shade of the mulberries now, are traditional old red-black mulberries that were in the backyards of the houses that were originally here. What else can I tell you?
It's really it's really interesting because when I think about the two gardens that we're going to see, which are coming up after your tour with Emma and then Naomi. I mean, these are classic style community gardens, whereas this food forest that you have there, I mean, they're massive trees. It's a totally different atmosphere. You've got this rambling mixed understory. It's wonderful to see something like this right in the city.
Yeah, this is sort of surrounded by a bush area, wetlands, dog parks, ordinary grass, mowed trees. So it's a park with many rooms, and it was sort of us. You've got your finger in it, Sally. It was sort of us that made those rooms, if you like, because we are the Food Forest Volunteers, run by Friends of Whites Creek Valley Park, and that started 23 years ago, and or more. And we started the community garden. Hello, Laura Keats. We did a lot of other things before we did this. Saved an old farmhouse and stables, blah, blah, blah. A whole lot of community. And we supported the park being all things to all people. But at the moment, our project is the food forest.
Whereabouts is it?
Oh, sorry, I haven't. We're on Gadigal and Wongal land. But we're in Lilyfield in the inner west. So, we're a stone's throw from the city, the light rail, the this, the that, Parramatta Road,
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're listening to you and all we can hear are birds. It looks like you're in, and the planes. Yeah. I mean, that's the giveaway that you're close to the airport, right in the heart of the city. But outside of that, I mean, you could be anywhere. It looks amazing.
Yeah. This park is incredible. Like once you sit down here, you just feel surrounded by nature, and it's amazing. The kookaburras love it when we're having working bees because they come and watch because they know that there might be sort of earth turned over and worms to be found. They're very cunning. But we've got a lot of.
We're back on the we're back on the front camera, so we're just seeing. Oh, there we go. Now we can see you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna walk out to the path just to give you a sense of what's up the hill. So, do I turn the camera around again? Yes, I do. So sorry about that. It was a bit.
We got a little bit of G ups from Bill.
Yeah.
He said are they interested in selling the land? Would love to buy and build some apartments. That's
Well,
and
everybody's been afraid of that off and on.
I can imagine.
But what it's zoned it's zoned for open space.
That's fantastic.
So it can't happen. The only thing that could happen is if we folded and weren't looking after it anymore. So that's an avocado, that's an olive, another olive. This is classic of, we plant a lot of, this is alfalfa, is it? No, I've got that name wrong. You must know, Costa, what this is. It's a cover crop.
Is it a clove?
Lucerne.
Lucerne. Yeah, it's a lucerne.
And you see in there the tree mold, tree marigolds. They're beautiful.
Yes.
And there's, well, are they cabbage moss? This might be something else. We do get a lot of great insects in here, and the count of insects has really gone up since we've been here. Now, this gives you a sort of wide view. So there's these benches and parks, and then you can see our grape arbor. And beyond that, there is a lot more trees. Here comes a plane. I could almost film it for you. So, and then you can see the houses. So that's the street. But in there's olives. There's the grape arbor, which has two sorts of grapes. Locust. Over there, that little tree in the middle of frame now. Chestnut, which is slow growing, but one day it will shade this area better.
Yep.
So you have to be a bit long term in your thinking. But on the other hand, to some extent, we just go along, plant what works, see how things go, and hope for the best, And then a good permaculture principle is to, I'm not getting this quite right, but it's about observing and watching and learning. So, sometimes you learn from your mistakes. For example, I think we made too much bushy story up there, up the top. I don't know that you can actually see it. So we've been a bit more conservative about bushy understory down here.
Yep.
Haven't planted quite so many. Now I'm going to forget their name. One of the peas, pigeon peas.
Pigeon peas. Yep.
Yeah, I mean we'll plant some down here, but we made impenetrable bush up there, and now we think that what we should do is like this is more recently planted, so it's low anyway, this understory here, as opposed to there where it was done over a year or two. And at the top it's 3 or 4 years, 3 years. It's amazing how quick the understory has grown.
Yeah.
Here we go. We've got a lot of woolly pod vetch up the top, and we will have soon here because one of the kids helped me plant a whole lot more cover crops. This is a cherry guava. And we've got another bigger one of this. You can see that it's beginning to fruit. Yep.
Sure can.
Now this is a biodynamic patch, which Biodynamic Sydney is running, and they're testing the soil. So we've allowed them to have this quite big area. They think it's little, of course, to measure how it's sequestering carbon. So that's a good project.
That's great.
Yeah, and over there's a guava coming down. This is a really large feijoa, but we're having our battles with fruit fly, but we're working on that. And sorry, I dropped the camera down for a bit. This is ryegrass. You can see the seeds. The whole site was planted with ryegrass, red and pink, the pink and white clover at the very beginning, and it just continues to come up every year. This is the native section, and we don't run this, but we did. It is part of the original planting. So there's a Davidson plum, finger lime, which has been, interestingly, completely attacked by stink bugs all over it. It's much better now because we've been getting rid of them. But apparently that's its native, they're native, and that's its native host. Who knew? Jaboticas. Now this area is, I'm turning around again, but this is an example of the beginning of us planting understory. So this was done 2 months ago. So, it's not big yet. This is the bottom. So we were very thrilled when we got to the bottom. So we've tried to make a comfrey border along here just to sort of define it so people don't, race in and pull up the herbs. And
Yep.
beyond that there is a herb border, which all looks like it could do with a bit of fertilizer. This is a lemon aspen. It's a native tree someone donated. It's finished fruiting a while back, but it has white berries, which are apparently, the equivalent of 10, 12 blueberries or something. And yeah, we've planted more artichokes. Sorry, I don't know if you can see, this is a macadamia, and we've got another one over there. So we sort of keep our eye on those trees, even though they don't belong to us.
Yes.
I mean, they sort of, do they belong to us? Don't they belong? No one else looks after them, so we do a bit.
Yeah. Did you have any soil tests done originally?
What we did was, and it was quite recent, was test the soil. We used one of the wood experts. We tested the soil. Hang on, you might want to. How do we do this, Costa? It's that way. Oh, yeah. We tested. Can you see me, Costa?
Yeah, gotcha.
We tested the soil originally. Sorry, no, we didn't. What we did was test the soil in the area that we'd created understory. Some people coming by on the path, so I'm just stepping aside. Sorry, mate. It's all right. Hello. We tested the soil, and then we tested the soil in an area that we hadn't worked. And the results were chalk and cheese. Like the area that we had worked doing understory was so much better than, plain old area with just kikuyu and nothing done to it. Yeah, we certainly enriched the soil, and we've had someone here who's a biologist, measuring the pollinators and stuff. And again, she said probably over a year or so ago, yes, the top area that you've done the understory is so much richer than the bottom area where you haven't.
Yep.
With plant life. So yeah, that's good.
Oh, and anything else you want to add before we'd
love
head off
people to join us. It may be hard if you don't live near here, but any locals around the inner west, we're here. We're the Whites Creek Food Forest, and you can look us up on the council website. That's about it. And Sally's going to the forum, conference forum, whatever, and looking forward to that. And I might get there as well. Who knows?
Oh, fantastic! Now I'll just put your website for everyone who wants the website. I've just posted it in the comments.
Okay.
And if they want your Facebook page, I'll just post that in the comments as well.
The Facebook page is just Whites Creek Food Forest, And we send out emails the first 3 weeks of the month with news and stuff, but also details about the working bee. So if you go to Whites Creek Food Forest, we don't have a website actually, Whites Creek Food Forest on Facebook, you'll find us.
Yeah, that's great. I'm just looking for any final comments here.
I'm going to point the camera at Sally to see if she does.
Hi, everyone.
Karen just asked, what's the size of the garden again? She missed it at the top.
No, I didn't tell her because I always forget figures. It's, I think it's, I don't know. I really don't know because I'm hopeless with figures, but
half a hectare?
Yeah, a hectare or half a hectare, half to a whole hectare.
Yeah.
Because we have the parkland in between the two northern and southern sections.
So we have, a top and a bottom section. Yeah, it's big. I mean, we have over 70 shrubs and trees, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, what a treat. Thank you for showing us around. For anyone coming to visit Sydney or anyone in Sydney, definitely get on down. All the links are there, and go for a wander, and you might bump into Gill and Sally when they're down there doing some work. Been a real pleasure to meet you both, and thanks for taking the time on a Sunday to show us around.
Sorry about the place.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay. There were none last night. Anyway, it's lovely. Thank you, Costa, for having us. We've enjoyed it.
No worries. Thanks, Gill. See you, Sally.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, there you have it. Right there in the heart of Sydney, and no denying it's right in the inner west with the aeroplanes flying over. But what a great example, and big thanks to Naomi and the team who have been bringing together the different gardens that we've been looking at. Herself and Lou Ridsdale at Sustain have been working on the different gardens. So big thanks. Now, Naomi's here. I'm going to bring her in.
Hey, Costa.
Hello. How are you going?
Yeah, really good, mate. Really good. I've got Sue here with me at the Bungendore Community Garden, which I've just come down to join today. We're on Ngunnawal country, just out of Canberra. So,
well, big hello to you, Sue and Naomi. Lovely to have you both here. Do you want to give us a bit of a background on the garden, a bit of context before we start the tour?
Yeah, how about if I switch my camera around and I'll put you on to Sue to have a chat.
Fantastic.
There we go. Do you want to go out in front? Here we go.
Okay. The Bungendore Community Garden was started by our local land care group in 2009. They ran it and planted all the trees, the developed trees that are here at the moment. And about 2 years ago, they found that they wanted to move on to different projects, and they didn't have the numbers to run the garden and their other projects. And so they asked us for some help, and the Rotary Club down here took it over. And so for the last couple of years, we've tried to develop some infrastructure, put some raised garden beds in, put watering systems in, all that sort of stuff. So we're still in that process now, developing different aspects of the garden. And so we get down here and garden. It's awesome. It's a lovely community. It's a beautiful spot down by the creek, down by Turrillo Creek. So it's a lovely area, and we really enjoy it.
Is it just a garden per se? Are there any other structures or any infrastructure that you look after as well?
Not down here. We've got a couple of storage sheds, but that's about all at the moment. We do have plans for expanding and doing some more things down here. We've just got to lobby our local council and get that to happen. So we're working on that one.
Oh, excellent. So is Naomi your cinematographer today?
She is indeed.
I am.
Oh.
Do you want us to take you for a little wander around, Costa?
Yeah, I think that's I can feel the energy in the crowd here. They want to have a look around.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So we have some heritage apples, mulberry, 2 mulberry trees.
Should see there's a heap of fruit on this apple tree. Costa, have a look at this.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's loaded, hey.
Again, Naomi, it's lovely to see the contrast in the gardens. Like this is really, you know, quite a big open space. What did you say the rough area was?
Ooh,
Oh,
I don't really know that one. Not sure.
looks like, I don't know, it's probably half an
1,000
acre.
square meters?
Yeah,
Half an acre. Yeah.
Yeah.
thereabouts. It's a pretty big space.
We've got some old established trees. We've got a medlar, which is quite unusual.
Ooh.
That was planted a long time ago, like when they first started the garden.
Yeah, everyone's down this morning doing the weeding and
Oh, Naomi, can you just mention to Sue to just do the camera talk to the camera, not to
Oh,
the,
yeah.
Sorry.
not to the.
Yeah, so this tree here is a medlar, which is an ancient type of fruit, quite unusual, but interesting.
what do they taste like, Sue?
They've got to be very soft, and it's hard to get them before the birds do. How to explain? A bit like a soft apple.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Apple. If that's probably the best I can do with the explanation of that one.
Yeah, people make a lot of jam out of them.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah. So yeah,
Oh.
they're not particularly common, but they're interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
So.
What was this, the berry patch over here?
Oh yes, we've got raspberries, some gooseberries. We have hops growing, and last year one of our members' husbands actually harvested the hops and made beer and said it was pretty good. So
Awesome.
we have hops that continue to grow each year with this awesome structure. I just love the structure.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Really good. So everyone's hard at work here.
It's all happening.
Costa's impressed, guys.
Yeah, nice work, everyone.
Yeah, so our raspberries are just coming into season here.
Yum.
Hard to contain. They're jumping out of the container, but yeah.
Yep.
And then we have a patch up the back of raspberries as well that we just try and keep there.
Yep.
Giovanni just said, I have a medlar. They are a toffee taste. You need to eat them almost rotten.
Yes, they're really
Ah.
like to the point where they're so soft that they seem like they're off. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
Sounds good to me. I like toffee.
And these are some of our nectarines and peaches. And we're not quite sure what they are because they've never.
Is that an almond, that one?
Oh, that's an almond, yes.
Yeah.
It's actually got fruit on it, not a lot, but does all the
Yeah, it's got a fair bit on it.
yeah.
That's great.
That's the first time it's actually had fruit.
Oh, good.
They were never pruned.
Yep.
They never pruned. So, yeah, we've been pruning and trying to,
We can get one for about
fix them up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And
Yep.
then obviously,
get a slab.
Got some nice stone fruit here.
sort of stone fruit.
Brilliant. Oh, and what's this
The
What are
ladies
you guys
planting seedlings,
planting out in here?
tomatoes in here and some chives.
Oh,
and some
brilliant.
dill.
Some dill. Awesome.
Oh, and then sage. We've got the sage can actually go in one of the raised bins. Yeah,
That's great.
they're out of my garden this morning.
That's
Out of
There we
one
go.
into another.
it. That's how it's done. So, all
We
this.
have had down here. We have had some music in the garden. So one of the local musicians organises amateur musicians to come down and run a music in the garden afternoon, which is lovely on a Sunday afternoon during the nice weather down here. And that's been really lovely. And we also have had garage sale, the fatty type things where we get other people to come in and sell different things down here. So yeah, it's really good. It's been
That's
lovely.
awesome.
Mm.
Great space.
Mm.
Look at that grapevine on the trellis.
Part ornamental, part proper.
Okay.
I'm not sure why they planted it that way, but they did. To each their own.
Yep. We got some nice little tasty bits in there as well.
Old rainwater tanks.
Yep. Sue was just explaining to me, Costa, they had to get the raised beds in because the grass is really invasive here. So,
Look at all the apples on this one.
yeah, this one's huge amount of fruit
Yeah.
on this apple tree.
The goats did a job.
Yeah.
And apparently
Do you have
there's
to?
the local council pound is next door, Costa, and the goats have done some damage to the trees here. They got in and they've nearly ring-barked them. I don't know if you can see that, but
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think
that's
it
a
must
bummer.
be doing all right with the amount of fruit that's on it there.
Yeah.
It's,
Unless it's the last hurrah.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
not the case.
that's it.
Yeah.
Little escapees.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've had a number of them.
Do you do
Always
any
something.
netting? Does Sue do any netting of the
We've
veggies?
actually got some netting happening down the back on one of the apple trees down the back, and the
Yes,
plan
like
is to net. Well, we can't net the big ones, obviously, but the smaller ones will net this year. Yeah.
And
We do
I
have-
see you've got a structure there for netting the veggies in the
Yeah.
raised beds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So once they're planted up, we'll then net them as well.
And
That's good,
any,
hey?
we just had one question here before I let you go. Open space, so much open space for the greatest potential. Annie was saying, have you got? Are there plans afoot as far as additional beds or any further planting? What's the vision at the moment?
Yeah, we've got some extra raised beds down the back, so more water tanks. And as people are getting rid of water tanks, like when they get holes in them and stuff, when we see them advertised because we have an awesome local Facebook page where people give stuff away all the time. So whenever they're advertised, we put our hands up and usually go and grab them. And so we'll just keep grabbing more water tanks for raised garden beds and doing it that way. Build them up.
And what do you do soil wise in those
We did-
beds? How do you build it up?
All of the established beds were hugelculture, and so
Yep.
we did that with all of those. And the bowling club next door has just had their green removed and put in synthetic lawn, and so they have all the soil that came from the original green in piles, big piles over there. So, and they've allowed us to just take as much as we want. So that's been excellent. We're topping up our beds with that, and then obviously there's horses all around us and cows and stuff, so we get local horse poo from members of the Rotary Club or from friends, and let that compost for a while, and we pop that in the beds. And so we're just sort of mixing it up to try and build the soil up to grow good stuff.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Well, what a wonderful tour on a beautiful Sunday morning. It looks like picture perfect gardening conditions there, Sue.
It is. Yeah, not always like this, midwinter. People aren't so keen at this time of the morning. But yeah.
Paulie over in South Australia said, great use of material that is usually discarded. And that is one of those big benefits of those community pages where people don't even have to, I mean, from the point of view of saving the material, but then, you put something on there, you don't have to transport it. People come and get it. They're really valuable pages, those community Facebook pages where people share so much. Oh, it looks like they've locked up down there in Bungendore. So that might be our cue to jump in the Costa-vator.
Oh, there we are.
Oh no, she's back. She's back.
I'm back.
I thought I was just wrapping you up. But that's good. I didn't want to do it in absentia, weren't they great? Hey, Sue, thanks for a great tour. Everyone's really enjoying them. I just wanted to say, Naomi, are you coming back at the end?
Yeah, I'll come back at the end with you, Costa. So, yeah, we'll see you again shortly.
Yeah, all right then. Thanks, Sue.
Thank you.
All right, thanks everyone. So we're going to head now from Bungendore back to the harbour side of Sydney. So from the inner west to the east, and we're catching up with Emma Daniell, who's been a part of the Rose Bay Community Garden pretty much since its inception. So let's bring Emma in for our third visit. Emma.
Hey, Costa, how you going?
I'm going really well. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks. Sorry, I was too busy wandering around the Whites Creek Valley Park Garden to realise I was on the wrong platform getting ready for you. So here I am in Rose Bay.
You're good. That's fantastic.
All right, cool.
Great that you could get out this morning and give us a wander around the garden.
Yeah.
Can you set the context? When did the garden start, and where's it located?
Well, you may remember, Costa, because you were at the opening.
I do, but I thought I'll just play. I'll ghost that one.
Ghost in. Well, hopefully you'll be able to make it to our 10-year celebration next year. So almost 10 years we've been here, and obviously a lot's happened in that time. But yeah, we're pretty much located about 500 metres from the harbour in Rose Bay, and we're surrounded pretty much by playing fields. We've got golf courses and cricket pitches, and rugby goes on here all the time. So we're quite a, little patch in the middle of all the other things that are going on around the neighbourhood. So should I take you on a little wander?
Yeah, let's go for a wander.
Okay, I'll turn the camera around and all right, so we are, compared to the Whites Creek Valley Park, quite a traditional garden in the sense that we have communal areas and allotments. So I'm just giving you a little bit of a view of...
Can you go horizontal?
Horizontal, sure. How's that? Is that better?
No, it's kind of, it must have been that you started in portrait and it stays in portrait mode.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know how to change.
So just pan slowly, because you don't get to
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting. Try it one more time. See whether it... No, it doesn't want to. It's showing it as portrait. Yeah, your side on. Yeah. No, that's all right. Stay in portrait. That's all right. Just move slowly with your pans.
All right. So I'm just showing you some of the features of the garden. So we have a little puppy parking area for our community members that have little feline friends, and then we've got
parking.
This is our paperbark stand. So this is remnant melaleucas. So it's quite a wet, swampy space, and we're pretty much on reclaimed sand. So part of what we've been doing for these, last 10 years is building the soil. That's pretty much the core focus of what we do. So I'm just going to quickly show you the outside so that you can see the contrast, similar to what Gill was showing you at Whites Creek. So the contrast, so here's what it looks like on the outside of the fence and the playing fields. And then I'll take you in the front gate.
The frogs are happy to join us.
Can you hear the frogs?
Yeah.
The striped marsh frogs. The that one, is that the one you could hear, or
there was another one in there as well.
Well, we've definitely got quite a few birds in the space as well. And up in those melaleucas, actually, we've got some nesting. What are they called? It'll come back to me.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, but lots of bird song as well throughout the garden. So you can see Ben goes into pretty much traditional allotments. So just ask me any questions, Costa, about anything that you know about the garden. But yeah. I guess the difference is between, the playing field and then just the diversity of plants we have here. And then obviously everyone chooses to grow what they prefer to eat or what works well for them. We also have a few communal plots as well. So these ones here are communal, and the first two or three here are all communal. So we use those as our crop rotation beds and demonstration crops. And I'll move around. This is usually where you can hear the frogs over here by the pond. Not really hearing them at the moment. It's more on dusk we usually hear them from that space.
So the bed size for people, they're about 3 meters by 1.2, are they?
Yeah, they're about, exactly. So about 3.5, I think, by
3.5, yeah.
So yeah. And in total we've got about 34 of those, and the whole garden size is 1,200 square meters. So similar to, a standard size community garden probably in Sydney. Yep. So this site was just the edge of the playing fields before, and up the back we have, it's what we call the mound, but it's the native area that's been regenerated. And you can see here we've got the stingless native bees. There's a hive. They're pretty active today, probably too hard to see that, but they're coming in and out. It's perfect temperature for them today.
Can you wander us down the centre of all the beds towards the composting area and the bee hutch? Because that's a nice thing for people to see your compost area and the way you've got the bees, the honeybees set up. Yeah,
we've got a really great group of people that look after the bees and are very passionate about the bees. And a benefit of that, obviously, is that the members get a couple of jars of honey a year. So that's really fantastic. So I'm taking you down the middle. You can sort of get a sense of the middle of the plot. So one of our key tasks is to constantly, we're mulching these centre paths, because we get free mulch from the Willara Council just out the back, and it means that we can just constantly top it up. And then, in fact, we actually build the soil underneath, and so what we do is scrape the mulch back, and what that means is we end up with this beautiful soil underneath that we can then top our allotments up with. So that's a really great way.
Great system. Yeah.
So you can see we've got some food forest areas that are developing. I'll go a little bit closer. I'll walk towards the mound, and we've got quite a few fruit trees. So you can see our apple is only just coming into bud now, so it's a lot behind the garden we were at before. But we've got a fantastic coffee that's fruiting really prolifically. We've got some finger limes, pawpaw, figs. We've got some feijoas and mulberry. So a nice selection of a variety of subtropical fruit trees that do well in this soil and this temperature. And then you can see along here is a garden bed that's been planted out with lots of flowers. So this is for the bees. So this is our bee garden. And you can see the edging was made out of all reuse material. So we got a grant to use that wire, and we filled it with some sandstone that we found on the site. So pretty much everything we do in the garden is we try to reuse materials. So I'm just coming down now to our propagating area. So every time I look around the garden I'm showing Thomas, there's always something you think, oh, that needs doing. So, not a perfect setup, but what we've got here is where we do all our seed raising. We've got a bath worm farm and lots of seedlings on the go, and quite a few little native plants I bought from Indigigrow just this week that are going in the front garden area. So that's pretty exciting to put some new plants in. And then I'm taking you just around here now to see our compost bins. So they're quite structurally sound, and they work really well because the slats just move in and out, and we just fill the first bay and then move it to the second one and then move it to the third one before it finishes off. So it's a really great system that's taken us a few years to perfect, but is working really well. And it's something that we all work on at our monthly working bees. And you can see the tops are just made from, they're all just slats that come off.
Oh, nice.
So it's easy to actually, move around and put things in for different people. So now, Costa, here's the thing that you were wanting me to show you, which is our bee platform. So this is where our bees live up here. So we've got 2 lots of honeybee hives at the moment, and you can see they're very, very busy. Well, you may not be able to see, but I can see quite clearly that they're quite active, flying in and out today. And of course, it helps for approval with council to have them raised so that, when they're flying off, they're above head level. So this is
on their flight path. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
And you also have that layering effect that you've got space underneath, which is
exactly. So we've got all the storage underneath for for weather and things like that. So that's really great as well. And then we've got some elderflowers that are fully in flower. We've been making lots of elderflower cordial, so that's pretty exciting. And then this takes you to our chook enclosure. Pretty much have 4 chooks at the moment, 2 australorps and 2 silkies. So they're in there running around, having a good morning.
Is that floppy fence that you've got on the top? Because I know that there's plenty of foxes in the golf course.
Yeah, exactly. So this is like a wire, snake and mouse wire. So that's pretty much attached to those top poles so that nothing could climb over that. But the birds love it for roosting on. So we get lots of birds flying in. So yeah, I'll just turn you back around and you can see the garden so I'm right at the far end now. You can see the other end of the garden.
Wow, what a great tour to complete our Odyssey today, Emma. Thanks for getting out there this morning and giving us a chance to look around. We've got people from all over the country on the Odyssey this morning, and it's lovely for them to see three really different gardens, and just the context of them, that you're right in the middle of the sports fields and the golf course. The other one was right there, literally on the edge of the city, right in the heart of the inner city. And then we've got the one down in Bungendore in Canberra. So and as Stephen McKnight says here, love seeing the different ways people do things. I think it's important to show there's no perfect way. Have a go and see if it grows is our motto. Isn't that that's a great comment. Thanks for that, Stephen.
Yeah.
And as Karen said, the weather's turned it on for all of our tours. Look, thanks so much, Emma. Any final thought you want to finish with?
Well, I was just going to say, for those people that are coming up to the conference in Sydney next weekend, and if you haven't booked a tour, we'd love to have you come and visit the Rose Bay Community Garden, part of the Eastern Suburbs tour. There's 2 other gardens on that, which are also amazing. But obviously, I've shown you a little bit of our garden, but there's also so much more to share. So I'd love you to join us if you can. And also Whites Creek, like the things that Gill and Sally showed you earlier, that was just a little speck of the other things that you can see at that side as well. So I'd highly recommend that one.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So all the details for the tours for anyone who's going to be in Sydney, or even if you're not in Sydney, if you're in the Hunter or the Illawarra or the Central Coast and you want to come and join some of those tours next Sunday, the 19th, just drop into uaf.org.au, and there's 4 different tours. There's the which Naomi's going to talk to us about in a second. So thanks for sharing that info with us, Emma, and for taking us on a tour.
You're welcome. See you soon.
All righty, I'll see you next week at the conference.
Yeah, see you then. Bye.
Thanks, Emma. All right, well, from Rose Bay, we're zipping back down to Bungendore. Naomi, you've been hard at it organising the Urban Agriculture Forum, which is on next Friday and Saturday at the Indigenous Centre for Excellence in Redfern. People can still, if you're watching this and you haven't heard about it, or you're able to come along, you can get tickets at uaf.org.au. But Naomi, you've been hard at it organising it. Where's it all sitting? And tell us a bit about the weekend tours.
Costa, yeah, we've been hard at it. It's going to be an absolutely fabulous event. We've got 2 days of more wonderful speakers than you can poke a stick at. It's wonderful. So many things to learn, so many workshops to be a part of. Obviously, we've got your fabulous self there, and Hannah Maloney's going to be there as well. So it's just some amazing people. We've got some brilliant international speakers coming from overseas to talk about what they're up to and inspire and, sorry, my phone's getting low on battery. To inspire us and get everyone excited about growing food in our suburbs, which is awesome. And on the Sunday, we've got 7 options for amazing tours. So you can do a tour of the Illawarra, some more commercial sort of style urban agriculture down through the Illawarra with the Ducks orchard, a big cidery, and they're producing all sorts of amazing fruits and things there. Pope's Produce, where we visited last week with Sarah.
Must visit.
Yeah, the Dapto Community Farm. There's amazing lunch being put on by the Balinese Spice Kitchen. So
stop it. That's
option.
A must.
Yeah, I know. How good's that sound, hey?
I'll just come for
when
lunch.
she sent me the menu, I was like, oh my gosh.
No way.
That's going to be brilliant. Got the tour of with Rose Bay and the Sustainability Hub that we visited last week with the Mayor. And Whites Creek is a Inner West tour. So there's a couple of community gardens in the food forest there. We've got tours of Pocket City Farms and Sydney City Farms. There's a cycling tour that takes in both of those, and also Camdenville Paddock Community Garden. So many options. So jump online, as you've been saying, uaf.org.au, and you can see all of those different options and come along and join us for the day and take a look around and learn what other people are doing. And as Emma's just said before, have a bit more of an expansive look at their garden, because she's only just shown us the tip of the iceberg this morning.
Yeah.
And certainly with Gill's food forest as well, it's such a massive space. It'd be amazing to go and have a wander through there and see it in its totality. So really encouraging people to jump on board and pick a tour option and come and join us for the day.
Johnny Kingston is looking forward to the tours. That's great, John. I look forward to seeing you on there. I haven't worked out which one I'm going on yet, but I will be on a tour, whether it's the bicycle one or whether I do the Illawarra. I'll work it out, but I can't wait. Well, Naomi, thanks for teeing everything up again for the Odyssey. We may even get one more in for Urban Agriculture Month, but who knows? We're heading down the barrel of the forum this week and all those tours. So jump on, get involved, everyone. Thanks to everyone that's been on here today, to the live viewers, but also to the replay viewers. Hope you've enjoyed the tour and all the comments. There's been lots of great comments and sharing going on in the feed. So really appreciate everyone's involvement there. Naomi, have a great time down there at the community garden, and
will do, Costa.
We'll
it's my
see
first
you.
day here. They're probably going to put me to work now.
Yeah. Go forth and compost, champion.
That's right. Thank you so much, Costa, and thanks to all of our participants today. It was wonderful, and to the audience. Really enjoyed it once again.
To Sally.
You enjoy making mud pies with the kids and smelling all the beautiful roses down there in Morwell.
Exactly. So big thanks, Sally and Gill, to Emma and Sue and Gnomes, to you there at Bungendore. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll no doubt be doing some lives from the forum during the week as well. So until then, take care.